Spirit and Soul, where Atlanta's service industry unpacks raw and provocative truths, share hilarious commentary about their unique industry experiences.
That's the true story.
Welcome to Spirit and Soul Podcast, a space where we share anecdotes, lessons, recipes, and the personalities of those in the service industry here in Atlanta. We all love a great cocktail, but the industry is so much more than that. We got soul too, and that's why you love us so much. I'm your host, Courtney, and today's topic is about drinking responsibly. So you see it at the end of every liquor brand commercial or listed in fine print on the bottom of advertisement and billboards. Drink responsibly. But what does that even really mean? Are we truly teaching people how to drink responsibly, or is this a trial and error kind of thing? In an ideal world, it would be great if everyone could hold themselves accountable to an extent, but that's just not likely for a lot of drinkers. This becomes a responsibility of the hospitality professionals. But come on, we can't possibly keep up with everyone all at once, all the time. And a lot of our efforts get lost in translation when you're already drinking. So, that's lost. There are some reinforcements in place. We have Uber and Lyft, which combats drinking and driving. Law enforcement, keeping the roads safe. DUIs as a form of punishment. AA, for when our addictions start to affect our relationships and quality of life. And then there's the rise of hard seltzers, spiked water, zero-proof spirits that slows us down a bit. But I think we need a little bit more than this. I think we need to normalize having more realistic conversations on the topic because there is so much more we could learn from each other. Everyone's a little different and responds to things differently. Personally, my main goal is to wake up and not regret what I did last night or how I feel. I'll be honest, it really took me an unhealthy amount of commitment to even figure out what worked best for me. But it was worth it. And then sometimes I think, was it worth it? Did it take all that? Anywho, I'm just so happy that I have some friends here today to help me unpack it all. We have some helpful tips, some to seriously consider, some insight. We're going to share some of our experiences, all in regards to drinking responsibly. So welcome to Daquita Cooper and Karen Lee. Woo! Sorry for that long intro, but I had to get it out. Daquita is an attorney that specializes in car injury cases. And so she's very up to speed with dram shop laws, DUI cases, cases that deal with people being overserved, Uber and Lyft accidents. I'm so excited to have this expert in the room today. I'm even more honored to call her a friend. If you look up the word boss bitch in a dictionary, you will find her name. I'm sure you will. She's been practicing law now for how many years?
5.
5 years. I put 8. 5 years.
It feels like forever.
She has her own practice and she's very successful. So welcome, Daquita.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here today. And then we have Karen. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We were just talking about it earlier. I met Karen when I was drunk. Okay. Karen was the star tender and server at Chinese Buddha, which was off of 10th and Spring Street for over 10 years. And literally this woman was the sweetest and most patient bartender I've ever met on planet Earth, and I'm very sure that a lot of people can vouch for that. Hands down. Chinese Buddha is closed since the pandemic, but it used to be a late night staple for ATLians, especially after a long night of partying. It's where we'd all go in attempts to sober up. So she has a lot of experience with drunk people, irresponsible behavior, so on and so forth. I'm happy to have her on the show to share her experiences and opinions on all of that. She's also a successful licensed esthetician.
Yep.
And the founder of Beauty.
Yep.
Okay. She's a retired bartender since the pandemic and now a full-time entrepreneur. I'm so proud.
Yay.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So I also kind of want to give a quick disclosure. We have a lawyer in the room today, so I felt like let me legalize some statements before we begin, which is, I'm just going to share my experiences and what's worked for me throughout this. And I'm sure you guys are too. So this isn't like legal advice in any way. No way. I think you probably can phrase this a little better than I can.
There's no attorney-client relationship created by anything that I say. It's all advice.
Just advice. Like, So just take it, digest it, and, just do your own research, We'll just say that. Okay. So, my first question, which I want both of you guys to answer, so you take turns, but when you were 21 or in your early 20s, what did drinking responsibly mean to you, and how did you practice that when you first started drinking?
For me personally, I wasn't 21 when I started drinking.
Okay.
We're just going to start there.
Okay.
I'm going to be truthful. When I went to UGA, I probably started drinking probably freshman year.
Uh-huh.
And the main goal was just making it back to that dorm every night, like no matter what that looked like. And not being one of the girls in the bathroom hugging the toilet because I'm a germaphobe and I've seen it. So that was the main thing for me. And then my roommate, she taught me, she was like, after a drink, have water.
How old was your roommate?
She's my same age, but she was so mature. Oh my goodness, what was her name?
What were her parents like? How did she know that?
She was just so like,
who knows
that?
Like, no one told me that
I think she saw me a
19,
few times because like we didn't know how to drink. And, you're at the frat parties where there's like, some type of punch made, probably like the cheapest liquor on the show.
From the bathtub, and they made it in the bathtub.
Yeah, in the trash can with all of that. Yeah. And I think she saw me come back too many times super drunk, and she was like, there's like a rule, like 2 drinks, 1 bottle of water. 2 drinks, 1 bottle of water. That way you're constantly flushing your system. And then when I put that in, like, it got better. But, sometimes water just wasn't around. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't want water.
Right. Who wants water?
Yeah. So that was me.
Okay, Karen, what was your experience like?
At 21, I wasn't drinking to be responsible. Like, I think we were like, I remember being 21. I think that's when I learned about those Pepsid pills, because I'm Asian, so I get that red Asian flush. So I remember my girlfriend was like, take this Pepsid so you don't turn red. And I remember taking that before drinking, and that was my drinking responsible, so I didn't look wasted all the time.
Okay, that's interesting. For me, I was like, my mom always said, watch your drink. She said, don't leave it unattended and be aware of your surroundings.
Word.
So make sure I felt safe in my different environments. I wasn't really thinking about the safe environment part because I was definitely in some sketchy places. But I was watching my drink and I was like, nope, I'm keeping this close. Another thing for me was making sure, this is me being extra, but making sure I didn't do anything too reckless to jeopardize my fake ID, because that was very important to me back then.
I never had one.
Yeah, that was very important to me back then.
Oh.
No.
I was like, I got to be responsible enough.
I wasn't really a fake ID person either.
To not lose this, to not, get it taken. So like the girl in my photo, she looked like she had been through a couple fights. She had a scratch right here and her mouth was like turned up like.
I cannot.
So I would literally go into the liquor store like this.
Oh, you really use that thing, girl.
To the point where the liquor store stopped asking me for my ID because they knew me.
No.
Dang.
Yeah, so I didn't even have to do it anymore. Now I didn't.
People that did, but no.
I didn't feel comfortable taking it out and going to bars and stuff though, because I'm just like.
But you trust the liquor store. Oh.
Because it's like if they saw me once or twice, they would be like, you're good. And so that's what it was. So then when I became old enough, and I was just like, I wonder if they
you gonna change that picture?
Stop.
You're the real one now.
No, they were like,
you were Marissa for 3 years.
Right. And so now you're 21. This is not adding up. And I'm like, oh shit. So I just stopped going to that liquor store like that. I was traumatized. I was like, I can't go there.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So another question is, how has that changed since you've matured, and what does that mean to you today, drinking responsibly? So what is that for you, Karen?
Right. So definitely now in the 30s, we're drinking responsibly, for sure. Making sure that I've got someone designated driving, like I got the night off tomorrow, like we're somewhere safe, like I got to eat before, we got to get some food after too.
Yes.
Everything is just on point now. Like we're not doing things to be irresponsible. Unless, if we are, then we're somewhere safe.
Right.
Yeah. Right. We're going to crash.
Somebody's watching
exactly.
you.
I got somebody that has my back.
Right.
Exactly. So I never go out alone.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you?
So for me, it's more of, I know my minimum. I'm like a 2-drink minimum. Once we get over that 2-drink hump, like, we're like starting to creep. We also don't mix. Like, once we start mixing, ooh, like,
Mix. Explain to the listeners what you mean by mix.
So, if I'm drinking, recently I did something where I was drinking, I think I was drinking, like, vodka or something, then I switched to rosé, and it was just, like, the worst ever. Or, like I asked earlier, like, the white and the brown, mixing those, I typically don't mix. I'm typically a margarita person, like, that's, like,
margaritas
right,
all day.
That's all day. So, if I'm getting something different, I'm probably setting myself up, but I'm probably, like... I want to be set up low
right.
key.
I know what's gonna happen.
I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like if I'm getting like ordering bottle, I think recently in Miami I ordered the bottomless drink and it had like some Saint Germain's and like some other stuff.
Some
and then I was like,
rosé.
oh, this is so weak. I don't taste it. And I switched to like a rosé bottomless and. Yeah, it was a mess, but now I don't. But I know, like I'm somewhere safe. Like,
right, exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, like I don't drink.
Exactly.
Drink and drive. Yeah.
Take those and that one.
Exactly.
Yeah. I normally get a car service too, because I don't even trust Ubers when I'm drunk.
Oh wait, car service. Let me level up. This is lawyer talking. No, car service.
I'm just saying because what? That's the Daily Mail waiting to be made. Like lawyer.
You're right.
Drunk. Cause an accident, and she handles those cases. So
yeah.
Yeah,
that's so right. So you have a driver on
it's like
contact.
I've used him so much that I normally just like call
I
him.
have to level up in life.
Yeah,
I need a driver.
Just like to your event the other day, I was like, Britt, should we get a car? She's like, it's not necessary.
Yes,
and then we got there and there was open bar.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have told y'all that.
And there was open bar, and I was like, at the end we had to like sit in the parking lot. And I'm like, she's like, we should have got that car. I'm like, I told you. Like, I know my limit. I had 3 that night, and I literally had to, like, sit there, get it together.
Those drinks were good, too, because
they were really
creeped
good.
up. I didn't realize that I was as buzzed as I was.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I would say that my drinking responsibly these days is day drinking. I think day drinking is so much more responsible than night drinking. I feel like I do, because I feel like I have time to recover for the next day. So it's like if I'm drinking, I would rather drink in the day, wind down, chill out, go to bed, wake up on time for the next day, and it not affect me as much versus drinking at night and it affected me and affecting my morning.
Right, that makes sense.
I feel like day drinking is just way more chill, way more low key, not so intense, especially the environments that I would go day drinking. I feel like it's safer for me for the amount of liquor. So I don't want to sound like an alcoholic, but for as how I like to drink,
right,
it's safer for me to day drink more than it is to drink at night.
It provides me with false hope. Like, it's the day, so I can drink more because I got longer to recover. And then it's like, I'm a mess.
I've never been good at day
Me
drinking.
either.
Like brunch, bottomless mimosas. It's like 5 o'clock and I'm asleep and I'm like, the whole day is gone.
Yeah.
Like, I missed the whole night. But I was lit at like 1, 2, and 3. So
yeah. And I want to keep the lit going because I'm like, it's still day. Like, I don't like when it's not gonna stop until it becomes light.
It.
And by then it's too late.
Or maybe I don't. Maybe I actually feel what you're saying, but I just don't
sacrifice the
care.
night. Yeah, you sacrifice the night and you don't care.
I just
like,
don't
it's cool.
care.
Right.
I don't know.
I'd rather sacrifice the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm better at putting a limit at night because I'm like, oh, I have to get up in the morning.
That makes more sense.
Versus day, I'm like, oh, I got time to sleep this off.
It's open ended. I can do this all night, all day long.
And I'll just keep going.
You're right. Maybe I just haven't realized it. I need to grow up. I need to grow up.
No, but if it works for you, I just know, like, you might be day
hasn't.
drinking, you better know we about to be some luscious.
Yeah, that's been fine. I would say another one for me is not leaving the house after 10 p.m. Like, I'm not leaving the house after 10 p.m. It's one thing to already be out and it's 10 p.m., but to leave the house after 10 p.m. is trouble for me.
To leave the house and go drinking.
Yeah, for me. It's just trouble for me.
Wait till you have kids.
Oh.
Then you're going to want to leave.
Yeah, because like you're going to have your kids on such a routine. You're not going to want to miss that mom time after school.
Oh, and they're going to be asleep.
So when they go to sleep, nanny comes over, watch your kids, and then now it's your turn to go out.
You're right. Maybe that's
But you're not there yet.
I'm not there yet. I've put another one, drinking responsibly now means saving my pennies and drinking at home. So when I do want to hang out with friends, I invite them over. Or I go over and I'm like, cocktail hour? or have them over on the podcast. Want
Yeah.
to drink? Let's drink and talk.
Oh, okay.
Like, that to me is drinking responsibly because I'm saving money.
And it's gotten so expensive now.
Yeah,
Just
it
going
is.
out is expensive.
Yeah.
Just bottles, everything.
Mm-hmm.
One drink's like $25.
Yeah.
Once I tip, I just had a $30 drink.
Exactly.
Like, wow.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, drinking at home. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I know how to make this. Like, I'm making this at home. Who wants to come over? Like, that's what I'm on.
But that's a better vibe anyways. Like, you know.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like, it's
I
a
enjoy
better
my
vibe.
company.
Yeah.
It's
Comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Another thing is not drinking cheap tequila. But I will say that I was exposed to really good tequila very early, so I really haven't ever drank cheap tequila.
What's cheap tequila?
Jose Cuervo and lower.
Oh, okay.
Cuervo?
Jose Cuervo and lower.
Dang.
Some people put that in their wells, though. That's that. No?
Right now, what's in a well that will make me be excited? Luna Azul, Saza,
Saza?
El Jimador, Cazadores.
What? Those aren't below Jose?
No, Jose is worse than that.
Oh, I thought all those were on this, like,
Mm-mm.
bottom level.
Mm-mm.
Saza?
Those are like those are like well. I won't say they're
Hornitos?
average.
So what's up then?
Hornitos?
So what's up then?
Patron, Don Julio,
I like
Casamigos, Herradura.
Herradura's my favorite.
I know mine too. I
On
love
first
Herradura.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
I don't like Patron. I don't like Don. And Casamigos makes me sleepy.
Really?
I mean,
I drink
literally.
a
I
lot
do
of
think that
Casamigos.
it's more hyped up than it should be.
Right. I agree.
Um,
What's the Tremania? It's the same thing. It looks just like Casamigos.
Terramana?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, it looks just like Casamigos.
It's good
I'll buy
though.
that one.
Terramana? That's a good, reasonably priced.
I'll just do
very
here or
good.
there.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one.
What's another one? Oh, this is my last one. Oh, I got two more. Sorry, I wrote a whole list, guys. Packing a flask when I go to a festival.
You're like my brother.
Because
I'm like,
yeah, back to like spending money. If drinking responsibly means saving money. If I'm going to go to a festival, I'm not about to buy y'all $20, $30 watered down drinks.
So you just like smuggle your own.
I'm smuggling my own.
oh. He always has that flask in him. I'm just like, you really like.
When I go to festivals, you know what I'm saying? Like,
everywhere.
there was a period of my life where I secured a little bit.
Not keep the
My dad
alcohol
has
on
one
you.
too. Like they love a flask. I'm just like,
It depends on where I'm going. It's not like I'm just walking around, walking my way
Right.
downtown, walking with my flask. No, I was not doing that. But depending on where I was going,
So have you ever got called out?
well, there was this one time when I was...
That's my fear.
Listen!
Right.
I was at the Fox Theater. I was at I think it was an Alvin Ailey show. And I was
And you
with
went out.
my ex, and we brought the flask because we were like, we're not about to pay with it.
Alvin Ailey
It was so ignorant.
I mean, you gotta have.
It was
come
so-
on, you gotta know when it's supposed to go.
It was ignorant. I know. I was young. It was ignorant.
Okay,
Listen,
keep going.
we went, and then we're like, can we have 2 Cokes? And then we literally, spike our Cokes or whatever. But right before the show start, while spiking it, I spill it on my dress.
Oh, Lord.
My dress is completely ruined. And so I walk out, like, literally. I mean, it was everywhere. And so I walk out. It was to the point where I had to go to the bathroom, take the dress off, wash it in the sink, and then blow, like,
No.
it was the most. Right. Like, do it too much. Like, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The level of commitment that it took me to
Right.
learn what not to do is extreme. Like, why?
Gotcha.
That was a lot. I know.
Yeah, see, I'm embarrassed. I'm afraid of being like embarrassed. I don't like to be called out or anything. So it'd be like,
I guess that's
I
part
don't
of
order
it.
2 Cokes, and then they're like you keep coming back up here ordering Coke and Coke only. Like,
No.
ain't this much Coke in the world.
I wouldn't keep doing it. You
No?
know,
How
one
often?
time is good.
One is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm controlling the amount of liquor that's going in it.
Yeah. So like, I don't want it too strong.
yeah, one's good.
One is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say one of my other ones is recognizing my my limit. You
Right.
know, like
What's yours? I think mine is so low.
mine is so high. Wait. When you say low,
You're talking
what do you
about
mean?
numbers of drinks?
Yeah, like numbers of drinks or
Numbers of drinks and like knowing when it's like I'm buzzed. I need to stop. You know,
Right.
like I feel like I've got what I want. Let me chill. Like I think that's part of drinking responsibly,
Right.
Because some people can't recognize that at all,
Right,
No,
exactly.
And they're like, I don't know when to stop.
Right.
It's like
no, you gotta know.
No, some people really
they really don't know.
So when I'm like drinking the same drink that like got me there, and I'm like, it's getting weaker. Like they didn't put anything in it. I know I'm there.
That's when you're there.
Because when I don't taste it anymore, I'm there. And my friend's like, you've been drinking that same margarita. You don't order 3 of those. Now all of a sudden, now the 4th one is the one that you don't taste nothing. If anything, she's pouring heavier because we keep coming back tipping her. No, like, you're there. So that's when I know.
Oh my
like,
God.
Oh, okay, it's time to sit down. Like, I don't taste nothing.
I mean, I just always try to stay in control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really have a number, but I know that, like, if I'm taking, like, you know, like my 3rd or 4th shot and I start feeling a little bit sick and I'm just like, I probably shouldn't have took that shot.
Yeah.
And then I ain't taking another one after that.
Right.
But then, you know, like, there's no real, I mean, as long as you space it out, you know, like, you have a time and stuff like that. But once I start feeling sick, that's when it's over for me.
Really?
Hell no, I'm not drinking no more.
Yeah. I think mine's weird. It's not really about the alcohol. It's about some other things. It's about who I'm around,
right,
where I'm at, and what my intention is while there. That helps.
You're right.
That makes my limits like, because sometimes I'm like, I'm with my favorite people. I'm so happy.
There's the friends that you know that
Then I'm like, oh, I'm networking. My brand is important to me right now, so I'm like, sip.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But still, is that limit, because it's like, even when I'm with my friends, I should chill out, because I do realize too, I'm heavily impacted by my energy. If like, and it's like, to me, what I like to say is, if you feel good, you don't have to keep drinking.
Yeah.
You that just means
you need to like, you need to like be in it.
Be in it.
Right.
But I take it as like, oh, I'm so happy.
Right.
I'm gonna drink more. No, you've reached the level of happiness that you need in that moment.
Yeah.
You don't have to supplement it with drinking more. You can stop now.
Right.
But
that's why not everybody is. Like I said, it's like staying in control. Not everybody's as strong as we hope them to be, you know? Like, they feed off of it, like, I want more of this, more, like, and then that's when you know that they're too far gone.
Yeah. Right. And then once you're gone, can't come back.
Exactly.
Girl, that's the worst, trying to come back.
That's why I said, just stay in control.
Yeah.
Be responsible.
Yep. And I'll say one of the last things is setting boundaries for yourself, kind of just what we talked about, but I think that, you know, what happens a lot with drinking is peer pressure. I think
so too.
Peer pressure doesn't stop after high school and college. It slyly continues through your adulthood. And there's just these instances where you're with a group of friends and somebody orders a round of, you know, tequila, and you know you don't respond well to tequila, and they're like, it's not that big deal. Take a shot. Don't be such a prude. I see it all the time.
Yeah, no, that happens all the time.
I'm always the
Don't be a prude.
I don't take shots.
Take the free shot.
I'm that person that's like,
oh, you're
right.
Oh, that's you?
That's me.
You can be so mad at me because I'm not going to take it.
Absolutely not.
If I have a drink, when everybody goes up, mine is going in my drink. Because I can't take shot. I can't get it down.
Really?
I can't.
Not even a mix. Not even a mixed shot.
It has to be like a lemon drop. It has to be like literally something so
mixed,
fruity.
Yeah.
But no, who's ordering that? Nobody's ordering
People
that.
really still order lemon drops.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, most people are like ordering
Sugar
like
rim?
shots of everything.
I mean, that's how I'm drinking now.
Just straight shots?
Straight shots.
Oh.
Yeah.
You too?
Sometimes, like, it depends on.
I mean, Courtney's drinks are special. I love them.
Right.
Yeah. The soul crafted cocktail.
Right. But usually when I'm drinking, it's shots.
Really?
And chasers. We just be taking shots and chasers.
Because it's like, you know, I'm here
it's fast to the point.
Yeah.
Really?
A lot of, I think it's a bartender thing too. A lot of bartenders
now.
like that.
We're chilling, so you know the cocktails are cool, you know. But if I'm going out, yeah, I'm taking shots.
Dang.
Shot.
Yeah, I be hearing it. My friends like, oh, I can't believe. I'm like,
it's because it's hard.
Yeah, I can't even get it down. I don't like the taste of alcohol.
Okay.
You gotta like hold your breath. You gotta learn how to.
Yeah, I heard it's a rhythm too.
There
is. Yeah.
I've just grown
and
to
here
like
I am,
it.
just sitting here, just like with a mouthful, trying to like get some juice or something. Struggling.
Wait, just sitting it. No, that's the problem. You sitting there
Yeah.
with your mouth full with it just hanging
or
out
even
in your
trying
mouth.
to, like, sip it like a drink. Like I can't.
You gotta take a sip of juice, hold your breath, take the shot, and then you can breathe after you take the second shot.
See, that's the
Listen
science.
to the pro.
You see it?
Write it down.
I was somewhere. What's the new place? I don't know how to pronounce it. I always have to look it up. It's like Soigné Garden on
I feel
Peachtree.
like a Sarin. No,
It's
I
like
feel like,
SOIGNE.
is there like they have really cool chandelier type
it's so
things?
nice.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking
It's like
about.
Soigné. I'm like mispronouncing. It doesn't look like how you would think it
Yes,
is.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But literally, everybody was like taking shots, and I'm like, I'm not taking one. The bartender was like, I'm gonna make you something, and like this is what you gotta do. You gotta take a sip of the pineapple juice. You gotta lick the rim. You gotta take a sip of the. I'm like, girl.
The science.
Did you do it?
No, I'm not taking a shot.
Just a mixed drink then. Just stick to your
I'm like just.
So you don't.
But it was good tequila. It
Will you
was
chug a drink though?
Chug a drink?
Like chug a really sweet drink? It's kind of a shot. If
Maybe.
You think about it.
Like a lemon drop. So if it's the lemon drop,
you chug the whole lemon drop.
I'll do that. Yeah.
See?
But that's because I don't know how to I don't know the rules of it. Like I'm gonna taste the whole lemon drop going down.
And it's good.
It's good.
Lemon drops are great.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that you feel like you know how to hold your ground when it comes to peer pressure.
Oh yeah.
You're not giving in. Do you
Unless
ever
I want to
feel...
give in.
I mean, if I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow,
I'm
down, you know.
Down.
But if I have to work tomorrow, there's no way. If I have to work tomorrow and I have a client at like 8 a.m., there's no way
Absolutely
you're getting me
not.
to drink this
Okay.
or do that. No, I ain't doing it. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Right.
What if
But
they're
if I'm
like, you
off-
gonna make me take this shot alone?
Yeah.
Misery loves company. You gonna make me take this shot alone?
Sure am.
You're like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I told you what to give me. Like, if you want me to take one, it's gotta be something like a lemon drop, literally.
I feel that.
Like,
Basically, stand your ground. Is all I want to say with the
Yeah.
peer pressure. Like, they will survive.
because it's gonna be another round. Like once you
Yeah.
get into that round, and they feel like they got you, and now
Right.
it's like another round is
little
coming.
devils.
Yeah, and that's how it was at night. Another round was coming. Another round. And I just kept. My margarita got so strong because it was a Neho. Because they didn't have like. She's like, oh, we don't have this. We don't have that. It's like just bring me a Neho. I'll pour it in my like.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you know, the little song they do like.
Yeah.
What's
I
on?
don't know how it goes.
The little like margarita song.
There's a margarita
No,
song?
not the margarita song. The shot songs where they're like, and at the end it's like, and fuck you or something like, cheers to this and ups to this. Like you've never seen it?
Up to it, down to it, fuck those who... I know that one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So they do all that, and so while they doing all that in the maneuver, and I'm just
And you're like, ha ha ha.
Oh yeah,
ha.
on
Yeah.
the slick.
yeah.
I had to do that recently too, where I was just like, shots. I'm not even done with what I'm drinking.
Right.
Just set it back. They'll forget. They're drunk. Anywho, we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come right back. Okay, we're back. We had to refill our glasses. We're having some nice fall cocktails from Spirit and Soul. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
We have a bourbon cider punch here, which is very delicious. I'll share the recipe with you for that. And then Quita's drinking our fall time. It's like vodka, lemon thyme, ginger beer. Very refreshing. So
good.
I'll put the recipes on the screen so you know what they are. Or you can just book Spirit and Soul. So I may or may not do that. I don't know. Okay, so I want to talk about the legality of being overserved. So as a bartender, it's our job to serve responsibly. Every 4 years in Georgia, we have to complete a TIPS certification. And so TIPS is training for intervention procedures. It's a dynamic skill-based training program designed to prevent intoxication, drunk driving, and underage drinking by enhancing the fundamental people skills of servers, sellers, and consumers of alcohol. So AKA how to deal with drunk people, how to read people, how to manage the consumption of everyone's alcohol. There's also just a lot of legal responsibility that we have to do as well. So Quita, I would love if you could explain to our listeners what dram shop law is. As if in the most, you know...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want to get too complicated.
Yeah.
I think it started in like England with, they used to like serve people like a dram of alcohol. And if the bar overserved you and something happened, they could come back and the bar would be responsible. So that's why it's called dram shop law here, just keeping the same old English term. Pretty much if you are a bartender, you overserve someone, they cause it, and you know they're about to drive, they cause an accident, then the establishment is responsible.
Mm-hmm. I think what's important here is that people need to be aware of when they are cut off from a bartender. And that's just us pacing you guys, you know, and when we refuse to serve you, like that's what's happening. So just kind of understand, like, we're trying to protect you, protect us, protect everybody, and protect our jobs because we could get fired, fined, serve jail time. It's not a game. It's not a power move. We're looking out literally for the livelihood of everybody. So Karen, have you ever had to cut someone off? I'm assuming maybe you have. But and what challenges have you encountered in those scenarios?
I mean, I have cut people off at the restaurant before, but it's always so hard to do, you know, because then they get mad at you and you're like, no, they want to argue with you. So usually I just like wait, and then if they ask me again, then I might give it to them, and then just make sure that they're not driving or something like that. But usually I've only had to cut like one person off. I think maybe because like they were doing sake bombs on the table, and they made a whole mess, and I was just mad, and I was like, y'all not getting no more drinks. I don't care.
It's hard to make you mad.
Right.
Like,
and I was like, no, they made a mess.
Right.
And they was doing too much. So I was like, you know what, that was it. But just like watching people like be overly intoxicated and wanting to drink, like I just forget about it. I'm like, oh damn, I forgot. And then that was it. But it's hard to just tell people like, you cannot be no more for you.
Right, I agree. And I think just in my experiences and from what I've observed, I find that there is like hesitancy, like you mentioned, and just there's a lot going on that interferes or takes more instant priority over actually cutting someone off promptly. I find that the cutoff process kind of happens when it's too late. Right. And at that point, of course, they're going to get offended, like you mentioned, when they get cut off. And they're going to cause a scene because they're drunk. They've lost their inhibitions. They've lost their couthness, their lack of awareness from what's right and wrong. It's definitely our responsibility as a bartender to recognize the stages of intoxication and the signs to catch it early and course correct. So this kind of goes back to the TIPS certification, which I mentioned earlier, which in that training, you learn those signs, which it's not rocket science. You know, you can look online and find, you probably already know them, you know, impairment to your speech, slurring your speech, you know, your coordination skills, your coordination is off, drowsiness, loudness, drinking too fast. So just in your experience, how do you course correct when you observe like, oh, it's getting there?
I mean, at the restaurant, I just wanted them out. I was like, it's time to go home. Who's driving you? Like, where are you going? Like, you need me to call you Uber? I'll call you a taxi. Like, what was that yellow cab number 111?
Oh, yeah. I did have all those ones.
I was calling the yellow cabs over them. Like, but that was before Uber. But then, like, I just wanted to get them out. Like, that's the best thing I could do. Yeah. I didn't want them in the restaurant anymore.
Yeah. Like, just get out. Because you're being reckless and you're affecting not just me and me at my work. Everybody else, they're annoyed with you too. Just get out.
Right.
But at that point, are they already overserved? Or
well, here's another thing that you run into, which I was going to mention a little earlier. Sometimes people come already intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's just like, I didn't even serve you anything yet.
Right.
And you're already acting this way.
Right.
Especially in her situation.
That was literally the
everybody like myself.
Like, literally. Like,
I'm already drunk.
All of the bars, all of the clubs, everything was closed. They were coming to the restaurant to get food, you know, but we did sell alcohol too. But, you know, like, we don't serve after 2:30, but they would try to ask, and you just gotta stand firm and be like, no, the bar is closed. It's over. All we got is wings and rice. You want white rice or fried rice? Like,
those are the options.
Okay. That's what I got. Like,
okay, I didn't know the bar closed at 2:30.
That's Georgia.
But I thought Buddha had some exception.
I mean,
like
if you asked me at like 2:40, I might have gave you a drink.
Right.
But no.
But I don't know what time I was there. I can't remember. Like,
I know every time I went, that's probably why I didn't get your tune, because I was there after 2:30.
After 2:30,
okay.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good, because that would have been so hard for you to turn that, especially like your regulars and stuff. Like,
I mean, I've snuck some beers, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then I'm sure some of the same people ask the same question every time.
Oh,
like,
boy.
Almost like they never knew the rule. Can I get it? Now you know.
Right.
We do not serve.
Right. They knew. Everybody knew.
I would say, what?
Have you ever, like, because you're at, like, somewhere different, so by the time somebody comes into some of your places, like...
So I do still serve them when I can tell they're a little intoxicated, but I kind of, like, observe, like, what their situation is. Like, I can kind of see them walk in, I can see who they're with, and observe, okay, like, that person don't seem that drunk that they're with. This is the drunk person of the group. Oh, I saw them get out of that car. Or, you know, oh, they want food. Okay, so they eating. That's good. Okay, I'll start. I'm like observing all of these things before I just make that first. Okay, here you go.
Right.
I'm like, I'm like the petty bit. Excuse me. I'm petty, and I like control. So when you come in like, can I get a drink? I'm like, sure. And then I walk away. I'm like, I'm about to do something else before I give them their drink, just because I need them to know, like, I'm not your servant.
Right.
Like, I'll do little stuff like that. Right. Granted, you would never know that's what I'm doing, but, like, mentally, I'm just like, they're going to wait at least 2 minutes just because. Even if I wasn't busy. You know what I mean? So I'm processing what's going on. So, yeah.
Okay.
And then as far as course correcting, when it comes to like people who I can see might be approaching, drunk, I begin short pouring their drinks.
That's what I was trying to say.
I
didn't know if you could do that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, you ounce and a half? More like a 3/4 of an ounce.
Okay.
And I'll make them wait longer. It's like, oh, can I get a drink? Oh, I'm busy. And I'll just try to like do other stuff to make them wait. Can I get a drink? And here's a water. And then I'm like, okay, I'll be back. Give me some time. You want a menu? Here's food.
Right.
I've even done shots of water. It's like, can I get a shot of tequila? Yeah. But you know what? Every time I do shots of water, they was like, is this water? I'm like, no.
Stop. They always catch you.
I try it all the time. It's worked a couple times, but most of the time people are like, is this water? And they'd be looking so disappointed, like, you know what, never mind, see. But I'm like, well, why did I give you a shot of water? Think about that. Process that.
Right.
Why did I give you a
Right.
shot of water? That's on you. That's not
Right.
on me. Yeah, so I definitely do that. So tips for dealing with drunk people. I want to talk about that. So you have a lot of experience with that. I mean, I do too, but like I feel like yours probably exceeds mine. Now, like I said, what was hard to manage is when people show up already intoxicated and you can't quite tell how much they've been served. So how do you tackle that? The people that used to come to Chinese Buddha, that used to serve them, and they were already drunk, and like, how would you tackle that?
Everybody was coming in there drunk. There was not one person coming in there sober. No, maybe at like 10 o'clock when my shift started, there were people like getting like late night food and stuff like that, like just getting off work or something like that. But when that 2:30, 3 o'clock hit, everybody was lit.
Like you said before, mention like how you said 2:30 hit and y'all were dropping weed.
Yeah,
please say that.
No, seriously, that's literally what it is. It's like we knew 2:30, all the clubs are closed. Primal's closing, Halo's closing, Blake's is closing. Like they're coming. Drop the wings. Like the fryers are, they're dropping hundreds of wings. 2:35 hits, the tables are hitting. Boom. All they want is chicken wings and fried rice. That's
really?
When I tell you, they used to go
Chinese
fast.
was so good.
That's why the service was so good, because we literally had everything prepped. Like
Right,
we
it
knew
was
y'all
quick.
was coming.
It was.
Because it was.
It was so quick.
Because we knew y'all was coming.
so
The
Like
soup. Oh, I saw
everything.
I think it was you who put me
Everything.
on. I'm just not realizing. I think it was you who put me on.
The yin yang soup.
Yes, the egg drop.
It was like egg drop, hot and
spicy,
sour.
hot and
Oh,
sour
wow.
mix.
I said mix it.
I still
We
to
call it
this
the remix
day,
soup.
I
Oh.
still
The remix
to this
soup.
day order my soup like that because you can.
Yeah.
You probably don't know
I've never
that.
eaten that. I only
Hot
eat the one
and
time
sweet and
soup.
sour,
The hot and
egg
sour and the
drop
egg drop.
mix.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
I've never
Just a
eaten
little
those
bit.
two soups.
Yes.
I only
yes.
Get it
one
mixed.
time.
But that's what I'm saying. So people's come in and get the dinner combination and stuff like that. All the soup was ready. All the food was prepped. Like we were waiting for y'all to come. Like we knew y'all was coming.
Right, because we were coming.
Because they were
like
and
cattle.
it was like clockwork. And I'm telling you, like the to-go orders would start calling. People would come for pickups. Like the line would start coming out the window. And it was just me and poor David just
know,
like hustling,
yeah.
like trying to get all the tables.
You were more patient than David, though. David
Oh,
was like,
Extremely patient.
I had, but you know what? It
Was
was.
David a little older?
Yeah.
David was a lot older.
Okay.
David's
Yeah.
got.
I didn't want to
he
put
was
age
about
on
as old
him.
as my dad. No, he's not
Okay.
old as my dad.
I agree, but I just didn't
He
want
had
to.
to be
I
like
didn't know.
60 years old or
He
something
had to
like
be.
that.
He
Yeah.
was over.
He was nice,
Yes.
but he was very like,
Yeah,
mm.
straightforward.
Exactly.
Like, what's your order? Let's
Right,
go. Like,
right. But it was fun for me though, because you know, like the gays love me. I remember going to work and like they would be like, "We want Karen."
Karen.
It was
That's
so
what we
cute.
always ask
And
for.
I'd be like, "Kimura."
Yep, Kimura.
Karen with the
From around
purple
the way.
hair. Her hair
Yes.
was always purple.
It was a whole vibe.
Always
It was
smiling,
fun.
always nice.
It was fun.
Like,
fun, yeah.
how could you be that nice
That's what
to
I'm
just
saying.
trashy people?
No, because
Like,
it
we
was
were
an era.
so-
So I'm saying it was an era. Like people would come, like like you know, like it was obviously it was always something at Buddha, always something. It was either like some happy shit, some sad shit, some fighting, you know, like some drama, you know.
Raise
but,
your
like,
hand if you ever got a car boot at Chinese Buddha.
me.
The
That's when I learned not to go around the corner.
They blew my car.
So
Oh, look. He got a boot too. Karen got a boot too. If you don't have a boot at Chinese
you
Buddha,
didn't do it right.
No.
you don't know nothing about Atlanta nightlife.
And then them poles, like even parking with them damn poles.
That skinny ass driveway, like that skinny ass driveway, and you really couldn't park
and
way
then, like,
too
people
far.
trying to come out and go up. Oh,
And
yeah. Sometimes people come down the wrong way, through
right,
the one way.
trying to come up the one way. Like,
Oh, yes.
Remember the exit? You didn't realize you had to go around the
Yes.
building. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It was a whole era. It was a whole era.
It really was.
It was.
But just dealing with them, I mean, like, honestly, like, sometimes it was fun, you know? Like, there were, like, nights where, like, the whole restaurant would just, like, break out in song. And I was
Really?
like, yeah! It was just, like, one table started singing, like, just, like, anything. Like, I guess. And then the whole, like, this one started singing, the whole restaurant. And I'm just vibing. Just, like,
Really?
It was, like, because you were so
those
slow,
were the best nights.
Yeah.
When it was happy drunk nights.
Yeah.
But then there was those nights where it would be, like, you know, like, oh, this dude's looking at me, or this girl's looking at me, or this girl's looking at my man. Next thing you know, they're just like fighting for no reason. And I hate those nights when they start fighting though, because that's the worst. Because then I just gotta kick them out. I just gotta take the L, because I know they're not gonna pay for their food at this point.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, just get out, just go. Like that would be the worst. But then the sick people too.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Right. I think we can all agree that the worst type of drunk is the sick drunk. The projectile vomiting drunk.
Don't throw up in my car now.
The sick drunk is the one that we never want to be around or
That's
be,
true.
or be, period. Like,
Yeah,
no.
that's true. You don't want to be that, and you don't want to be around that.
No.
Take your throw up
it's the
somewhere
worst.
else.
Yeah.
That would be the worst. And then be throwing up at the table or something.
Nah, see, I try.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm normally good until I sit down. Once I sit down and the car gets in motion, that's when it's over for me. If I'm at that level. But if it's just like at a restaurant, I'm good. Like, no.
That's what I'm saying. But at that
I'm
point,
at.
like, you should have went home instead of trying to eat. But then, like,
Some people, that's the goes
people
again.
exactly.
People
They're
don't
trying
They
know.
can't miss that vibe.
Exactly.
They don't want to miss the vibe. Like,
no, seriously,
want
it was
that
the after party.
I've definitely.
Because it was good vibes in there.
was, it
like
was.
the tables were like you were kind of close.
Everybody was
to.
close, right?
So it's just like, you talking and you know. So
Right.
You don't want to miss it.
So basically, a lot of us at Chinese Buddha should have been cut off before even making it to your
Right.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's just poor Karen, the
Right.
sweetest,
I
patient.
used to have customers that would like I remember I would play a game with a few customers that I knew that if I don't get their food out like right now, they're gonna be asleep and they're not gonna get their food. I promise you, I used
You
to have,
knew them
I
that
knew.
well?
So like it was like every Tuesday they would come from Blake's or something like that, the gays or something like that, and they would come and they would be like, Karen, and they would be lit, and then I would take their order. I swear I turn around, I would have to get their food ASAP. Because if I don't get their food ASAP, like, he's going to be asleep and he ain't going to wake up and eat his food. Poor guy. Dang. So it would be a game for me every single time. So sometimes I would win, sometimes I would lose. You know? But the whole
So then
time...
when you wake him up, like, what happened?
He would... No, when you would sleep... So that's one thing that I wanted to ask, too.
Okay.
And I was trying to figure out.
Go ahead. Ash.
When you're asleep at a restaurant, right? Do you want to be woken up? Or do you want to be left asleep until you can, like, sober up and get up? Because I will never forget, like, the man came in wearing, I don't know where he came from, wearing, like, a whole Michael Jackson outfit, like, the glove on and everything and the hat. And he fell asleep with the hot wing in his hand.
No, he didn't.
I promise you, at table 5 in the corner. Remember that little table in the corner,
Yes.
the ducked off corner by the bar? He fell, and he was comfortable, and he wasn't bothering nobody.
Just with a lean and a wing?
A lean and a wing.
What?
And the glove and everything, girl. And I was like, and I tried to wake him up plenty of times. I was like, hey, but he wasn't moving. So I was like, I'm gonna just leave him
Until we close.
until
Well,
he closed.
I
And
know-
then he woke up and
He was good?
He finished his wings and everything.
I wonder if Karen. I mean, I'm gonna have to ask you because I just don't recall. Have I ever fallen asleep at Chinese
I don't
food?
think so.
You should know this.
So
I'm telling you,
think so.
when I would be
I
at
don't
Chinese
think
food,
so.
I would not know sometimes.
Really?
I mean, if it's me, I want to wake up. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
don't have me looking crazy.
Do
Wake
not leave
up
me
ASAP.
sleep in no restaurant.
Mm-mm.
No. Get me out of there ASAP.
Get me out. Get me out. Even if you get me out.
But he wasn't bothering nobody. He was in the corner. He was ducked off.
With a wing? Definitely not with nothing in my hand. Now, if I'm like head down, can anybody see me? Maybe.
You know what it is? No, the wing was a disguise because, okay, technically,
He was eating.
it wasn't a bar, so it was a table. Because I know at the bar, you can't sleep at the bar. It's a huge no-no. If you sleep up, out. But if you're sitting at a table, I don't know if it's the same. I think it's the same. You can't put your head down. So the fact that he was leaning with the wing, he probably knew that and was like, as long as I get the appearance of me actually trying to eat.
You think that's what happened?
I do.
I don't know. I think
he was knocked out. He was knocked out. He was knocked out. He was trying though. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was trying
to eat, but the food, it didn't get it. I don't think it was staged. I think
you don't think it was
staged. You see drunk people stand up. You see drunk people sleep in weird positions, and they just hold it until they come out.
That's what I'm saying.
You, like a normal person wouldn't be able to hold. And I definitely ain't hold no wing and no lean.
I've done some weird things. I have.
Yeah,
I've done some odd things.
Ended up in weird situations and strange positions.
Yes, that sounds so sexual. Oh gosh. Okay. I want to wrap this up on this topic, but I do want to go ahead and make some clear tips on how to deal with drunk people just in general, because not only bartenders deal with drunk people, but you got friends that might be drunk, and how to communicate and get your point across and still look out for them the best way. So I have, and you guys can add to this list, please expand if you have anything, but you have to make them, this is what I put, still have to make them feel like they have some power. You know what I mean? You kind of have to play this power game, like, you good. You're like, I am good. I am. Like, you got to kind of play into that a little bit. You got to be patient, which Karen was always so patient. You got to be friendly. You can't be pushy. Right. You can't be loud and aggressive. Nobody wants to feel that when they're drunk, because they're going to take it the wrong way, and it'd be like, it turns into something bigger than you want it to be. Okay. And then I always say, be suggestive and don't make commands. Kind of like,
hey, maybe you should drink this water.
Yeah, like, not like, drink this water here. Like, no, that's not, they're going to be like, I don't need water, you can't call me drunk. Yes, actually I am. Like, yeah. Anything to add on that?
Is there a point when water's too late? Like, I feel like there's a point where,
that hangover water be too late. I can't drink water when I'm hungover.
But I feel like once I'm that drunk, like how now you're trying to get me to drink water, it's too late.
Yeah, because water can make you nauseous, for the record.
But water is always good, though. Yes,
maybe to you, not to my body.
Yes,
not me. There's a point.
The water. You need the water.
There's a point.
Water makes you want to throw up. Sometimes.
It does.
If you drink it too fast.
No.
There's a point.
You're trying to tell me that you're taking pounds and pounds of shot, but then when you drink water, you get sick.
Well,
but I'm already at that level, so I done crossed over. So now I'm like drunk. Once I'm drunk, don't give me water because you done messed me up.
Right.
Like, you better give me something bubbly.
I need a Red Bull.
No.
Ginger ale for me.
I need club soda. I need something like...
It's a water and a Red Bull for me. Like, when I can
get the water in. Once I'm there, it's over. You better know I'm about to I tried it before.
If I done gone too far, I'm not drinking no more. I need a water and a Red Bull, and I'm good.
You coming back?
I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
I have coming back. I have.
And a 30-minute nap. A 30-minute nap.
Not with Red Bull, though, but I have come back. Like... Okay, I threw up. I'm fine. Let's party! Yes.
I mean, once you throw up, you're fine.
Yes.
Not me.
But I hate throwing up, though.
No, I do too.
It's the worst.
I don't do it very often.
Yeah, no.
I haven't done it in a long time.
Same, but still, I remember when I used to throw up, I used to be ready to drink again. Because it's just gone now. So it's like,
I'm good. Really? I'm fine.
Man, my whole everything's spinning and
or a little cat nap sometimes.
Yeah,
a little cat nap.
30-minute nap.
30? I need like 3 hours. I need to wake up and be like, oh, okay. Like, it's still the night, right? Like, yeah, it's nighttime. Like, that's what I need.
You know, when I go to Miami, when I go visit her sister, my best friend, they stay open later.
They do.
And so we could have drinks.
Well, bars or clubs?
Bars too.
They serve alcohol?
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
So
at least it feels like
we could have drinks for dinner and stuff, go home, fall asleep, wake up, and still go out. Like,
they kind of have that Chinese Buddha concept. Remember the place we went to?
What?
Yes. They had
that was good. That was really good.
Yeah, we ordered the weed. But they had everything. They had sushi and Chinese food.
Those ones were fire.
Yeah. And they served alcohol.
I want to talk about some maybe some insane drunk stories of your guests. So you've kind of shared a couple, but I want to know, like, what's some of the craziest things someone has ever said to you in response to you trying to, like, look out for them, cut them off. Like, for me, it's been, shut up, you bald head scallywag! And I was like, oh, fuck, yes.
Oh, when your hair was
when my head was shaved. And I was like, I'm cute, so that does not affect me. Shut up, sir. I've had glasses thrown at me.
What?
Yes, like, bitch.
Dang.
Yes. Yes.
Oh wow.
It's a war house in there sometimes with you drunks. Yeah.
Like what places specifically? Like were there places that were like
Listen, lawyer. Listen, the lawyer.
No. Like you don't have the name drop, but I'm saying like you worked at different places. So they're like
the glasses being thrown at me, sports bar.
Oh, okay.
Ballhead Scallywag sports bar.
Oh.
Cause you get a lot of like odd people that don't know how to carry themselves in like these in between middle spaces. You know what I mean? Like you got, the high class places. Don't get me wrong, they still be doing some shit there too. But I feel like the most of the racket, like the craziness, happened to me when I was working in sports bar situations.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It was a ball-headed scallywag. I just laughed.
Dang.
I was like...
Right? I was like, that's a good one. That's a good one. You know what? I would have just had to embrace it.
I mean, I really feel like, if anything, I've tried to block those things out of my mind.
Yeah.
Act like that didn't
Black
even
out.
happen.
Yeah,
Right?
for the most part.
Yeah.
Those two I will never forget, because I'm just like, okay.
I just be like, whatever, you drunk.
True. See, she's so nice. That's
like
what
your
I'm
mama.
saying. She's so
Right.
nice.
I'm more thick skin, so I'm like, whatever.
Petty.
Right.
You're petty.
But I'm glad to have no. I never bartend. No.
Have any other of you witnessed any drunk injuries of people that irresponsible behavior, irresponsibly getting drunk, and witnessed any crazy?
I feel like drunk people don't get hurt.
Oh,
Like
I've seen some.
Like they actually felt the pain and while they were drunk.
Well, not while they were drunk.
Right. So I'm just like, dang, you just like bust your head open, or you're like, like I remember one time I came to Tony, he was bleeding. I was like, bro, like, I'm bleeding. I'm like, yeah, like it's all the way. Like I feel like y'all don't feel pain when you get
Yeah,
drunk.
I do think that's
what you're
a
saying.
thing.
Like,
just like, and those are normally like, even when dealing with like accidents, those are the ones that normally live. Like the drunk always lives. Like typically, and I don't know if it's because the body didn't have time to react to the pain. You know, because I feel like half of the stuff is like mind control. So if your body doesn't tell your mind that you're shock. You can't go into shock, and therefore you that's my theory of why like most times the drunk driver always lives. They were drunk,
but then have to live with all that,
the aftermath,
that guiltiness, and that. Oh,
yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
I mean, I know people. Like, I mean, it's not my story to tell.
Yeah.
But for sure, like you've seen it, and you're just like, dang. Like
you can be sore tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. I dated someone who fell down some stairs. Look along.
Really?
And busted their nose. It was like, yeah, let's get shot.
Right.
See, you're bleeding. No.
You don't feel it.
Absolutely not.
Right.
I had a friend that lost her wedding ring in the trash before. Yeah, like
no.
Yeah. I have a lot of scars on my knees. I always injure my knees somehow. Even when not falling down. It's always doing too much. It's always thinking I can do more than, for instance, remember Brittany's wedding night, the wedding dinner night, and I had her and Tony on my back. I was like, I'm ready. Come on. Splat on my knees. I have so many scars on my knees from doing too much.
Oh, that's when we got off the boat?
No. That's when we were at that Airbnb. And she, yeah.
You're trying to carry 2 people on your back?
I do that. I like to carry 2 people on my back at once.
Oh, Marcella?
No, this was the night before the wedding. She was in that green Tina Turner dress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, or like even at my little dance performance thing that I just had, that knee thing that I did scraped the hell out of my knee. I was trying to perform. I do things
but
on
you
my.
Were committed.
I did that though. It's always
good though.
It's always where I choose to show out. I either show out on my. That sounds so. But I show out on my knee.
I mean, hey.
Every time I show out, it's always fucking scraping my knees. So my knees are always scarred from something I've done while slightly intoxicated. Anywho, I do want to move on to drinking and driving and talk to the lawyer a little bit about that subject, but we're going to take a quick little break.